The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Voting just isn't going to the polls on Election Day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of the voting process. How to Vote is an easy-to-use and help folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote, no matter what. Their tool, How to Vote, does just that. You can sign up for election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail ballot, explore your options for returning your voted mail ballot, check your voter registration status, find your polling site, and make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote. That's howto.vote. Even though this is a presidential election, there are many more candidates on the ballot besides the president. Go to Ballot Ready for a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on stances on issues, biography, or endorsements, and then save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early on or election day. This election matters. Make sure you have a plan to vote and vote informed. And this year, with changes to polling places and vote by mail laws as a result of COVID, it's more important than ever to have a plan and vote. Local elected officials affect our lives every day. They decide who to prosecute, monitor the quality of our drinking water, and choose the leadership of our schools. 30% of voters take time to vote and then leave some part of their ballot blank. This is a missed opportunity to choose the leaders of our communities. It's okay if you're unfamiliar with some of the more local positions. We recommend hosting a ballot party. Get together with friends over Zoom, split up the research, and go through the ballots together. Go to ballotready.org and enter your address to make a plan to vote and vote informed. That's ballotready.org.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady from Roswell, New Mexico, now living in Albuquerque. She was in Los Angeles briefly. She's RN in her spare time. She's got a twin sister who is also a singer and performer. And right now we're talking to the first half of a wonderful duo, and we're going to have her sister on later as well, too. So stay tuned to that on the Mike Wagner Show. And she's got a new song out called Stay. It's been in the charts for just a little bit, and also has Close to Closure, Flame, and more. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from somewhere in New Mexico, the very, very talented Alexandra Fresquez. Alexandra, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Alexandra. And you also have a song you just released called Stay. It's on Spotify and other major music platforms. You also have Close to Closure, Flame, and you grew up in Roswell, New Mexico, and you lived in L.A. briefly, and you're back in Albuquerque. You're also a part-time registered nurse. You also have a twin sister also in the business as well, too. We're going to feature your twin sister later on in the future. And right now, before we get all started, first of all, just tell us how you got started.
So I've always grown up like in choir and things like that, singing. My family is very into music. My dad's side of the family are all in bands, things like that. My mom always sang as well. And then so once I moved to Los Angeles, I actually went with a boyfriend of mine at the time, and we were planning on getting married. So he wanted to be an actor, and so I moved out there with him, and I met a lot of people while I was there, actually coworkers, and they actually ended up pushing me into it because it's something I've always been very passionate about and something that I've always wanted to do. So finally, because I grew up very shy, so it kind of took me a lot to push myself into actually doing what I wanted to do. But that's always something I wanted to do, and I just finally got that push.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today? So what was that aha moment that says, this is what exactly I'm going to do for the rest of my career?
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, it just kind of was one of those things that I was like, this is the only thing that's going to make me happy doing. And I know it's kind of sad to say, but it really, really has changed my life while I've been working on music, and it's kind of really helped me come into my own, and just the whole experience of that has really shaped me into the person I am, and I just really enjoy doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the only thing that makes me happy.
Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty happy at what you do. And who are some of your favorite artists, musicians, and singers growing up?
Christina Aguilera is still my favorite. I mean, I loved all the 90s music, but right now I really actually like Billie Eilish. really cool, and I really like her style. There's so many great artists now, especially since it's kind of easier to get into that music scene now. I mean, I think there's a lot of people doing it, so it's nice to see so much more variety because there's so many different styles and interesting techniques and things like that.
And you also have a twin sister that's involved in singing as well, too. And tell us more about your twin sister.
Yes. So she is also in Albuquerque. She's also a nurse. She just started working on her first single, and she's actually doing country. So that's a little bit different than what I'm doing because I'm doing pop. And we actually really go, that'll be funny for people because they probably didn't expect that, but yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. And what influenced her into doing some country? And was she trying to do some country, or did you were you trying to get her into pop? So how did she get involved with country? That's interesting.
I mean, we both always liked country, but I think it just intrigued her more to sing country than it did to sing pop.
Okay. And I know you have mentioned some of the pop artists as well, too. How about some of your favorite country writers? Who'd you listen to growing up?
My favorite, I'm sorry, it cut out a little bit.
Country artists, yes.
Oh, country artists. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Shania Twain is probably one of my favorite, like, women country singers. And Carrie Underwood. I love George Strait. I really like Chris Young is one of my favorites. There's so many.
It sounds like it too. And any plans for you and your twin sister getting together to do a duet in the future?
We've definitely talked about it, and I do think that would be interesting. But like the funny thing is that we were talking about that we wouldn't know, or we don't know if people would notice if there was both of us singing on the track because we might sound very similar.
I think
so we were like, well, there might not be any point. But we definitely do accompany each other. Like if I have a show or something like that, we'll do harmonies for each other and things like that.
That sounds rather interesting. And you said that you and your sister are both registered nurses as well, too. And tell us about that. And what do you guys do as RNs?
So right now, and I'm actually at work right now, just taking a break, but I work at a surgery center, and she works at another hospital doing their pre-anesthesia, like checking patients before they have surgery.
Okay. And what's the name of the hospital at? So in case anybody wants to come by and hear you sing.
I work at New Mexico Surgery Center Orthopedics, and she works at University of New Mexico Hospital.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. And also, too, if they come by and want to hear you sing, and do you guys also sing for patients, maybe for therapy? Because singing is good for the souls, you know.
I guess we could. But yeah, actually at my work, we have a lot of fun, so we all sing.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, I don't want to take up a lot. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. We'll get to some of your music in just a minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without break your own budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer, songwriter, multi-talented Alexandra Fresquez here on the Mike Wagner Show out of New Mexico. You also have a couple of works called Closure, The Closure, and Flame as well, too. And tell us about both.
So Closure, I had a song recently come out called Stay. Closer to Closure, I had come out like right before that, and that is about just being in one of those relationships that you can't quite get over. And for me, that was a few relationships ago, and it's just something that stuck with me. And I feel like it can relate to a lot of other people as well. So I'm hoping it can help them. Flame is actually about my mom, or inspired by. She had cancer, and I wanted to do a song kind of in honor of her, because she was a very strong person. She never let you know that she didn't feel good, things like that. Like, she never let it put out her flame, kind of thing. So I also wanted to do something kind of inspirational. And I also sell merchandise for most of my songs, especially Flame. And I've been donating proceeds to, for that one, breast cancer research, places like that. I also take suggestions of where people like to donate. So if anybody has any suggestions, I always say go comment on my Instagram or message me or something if you have any ideas of where you would like me to donate to.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, that what do you base your lyrics on mostly as well, too? Some of your other material.
I'm sorry?
With all the songs you put out there so far and looking at many more, what do you base your lyrics on?
Definitely my life experiences and events, and I feel like a lot of them are pretty similar in concept, but I do like to base them off of things I've gone through, just so I can help other people get through similar situations.
Mm-hmm. And of course, where can we find Closure to the Closure and Flame at?
It should be out everywhere. Everywhere that you can find your music, usually it should be there.
It'll be there. Okay. All right. Sounds very good. And we're going to play your latest song, Stay, in just 1 minute here. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer-songwriter Alexandra Fresquez out of New Mexico here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about how she got started in music, and her twin sister also appearing as well, too. We're going to have her on, later on down the road. Stay tuned to the Mike Wagner Show for all the details. Right now, here's her latest song, Stay, off of Spotify. Here's Alexandra Fresquez with Stay on the Mike Wagner Show.
That I can keep. I'm running, don't chase after me. You let me cut you down and watch you bleed. Oh, I can't stay. No, I can't stay. Didn't
And that's Alexandra Fresquez with Stay here on the Mike Wagner Show. And that's a great tune, by the way. And I guess we kind of jump on here. And tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write Stay.
Yeah, so that song was about, it was about kind of having one of those like fleeting relationships and just not knowing that it was never going to work out, and realizing that and having to leave that person, and kind of been on both sides of that. So I thought it would be very relatable to other people as well.
Mm-hmm. And what can people learn from the song?
I'm sorry?
And what can people learn from that song, since it's being told from both perspectives as well, too, like from your side, the other side, and, basically what would you be telling people, if they're listening to the song, what do they get out of it?
I guess basically realizing that you shouldn't use somebody whenever you're just bored.
Well, it sounds like most of social media, so I guess a lesson out there: if you're bored, don't get involved in relationships. So that's pretty much the bottom line. You also have a couple of songs as well, too. I forgot to mention Perfect Storm, Deep End, and Hero and More. And you can quickly tell about those songs.
Yeah, so Deep End was, I feel like a lot of them are the same concept. Deep End's kind of about diving into a relationship whenever you don't necessarily trust that yet, but just going for it, and hoping for the best. Perfect Storm is kind of going into a relationship where you know it's a bad idea, but it's fun and you like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Where can we find all your music at?
So you can find that everywhere that you get any of the rest of your music. iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your music, you should be able to find it. SoundCloud, everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And that's amazing as well, too. And just a few more things with Alexandra Fresquez here on the Mike Wagner Show. And what can we expect from you in 2020 and 2021 and beyond?
So I'm really excited. I'm working on a few projects right now. I'm working on a new song right now I call People Pleaser, because I'm tend to be very people-pleasing, so that one I can really relate to, and it's way more upbeat than I usually do, so I'm really excited about that and hope that other people will like it. I also have an EP or an album coming out with one of my favorite rappers. He's actually local here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so we're working on our 5th song right now, and I think they're probably some of my favorite songs I've ever worked on. So shout out to him. His name is Johnny Bad Luck, and I'm just really excited about that project.
Oh, that's amazing as well, too. And of course, just a couple of things with Alexandra Fresquez. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Who?
Yeah, who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Definitely just those who inspire me, and I think that includes all the singers I grew up watching and all of my family and friends. And then just everybody around me inspires me, and I can take something from everyone.
Okay. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Just to not let yourself get in the way of your own dreams. And I feel like you're the biggest problem, and you're always going to be working past your own fears and issues with yourself first. And I think that's just something that you have to move past.
Mm-hmm. And that's very true as well, too. Once again, Alexandra Fresquez here on the Mike Wagner Show, singer-songwriter with her latest single, Stay. You can check on Spotify. A big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You can find me on my website. It's alexandrafresquez.com. I'm on Instagram as Zanfresquez, Canfresquez, and Facebook as my whole name. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, SoundCloud, everywhere that you usually find your music, you should be able to find my music.
Sounds very good. Once again, Alexandra, a very big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on 2020 or 2021 and beyond. You've been great.
Thank you so much. And you can also find one of my songs, Perfect Storm, on MTV's show, X on the Beach.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.